Hey there, everyone. This is Coach Renee. I hope you find my conversation with Connie helpful. If so, click on the link in my bio to see the entire
What are the
conversation.
pros and
And
cons,
thank
I'll
you.
say, for working with MirrayouWellness?
Pros and cons.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the cons are it's not I don't see you enough, so
Oh,
that's the con. The pros with working with you, my huge goal is I want to live. My husband and I want to live to be 100. Okay, so if that's a goal, how do we get there now? Because we can't wish it to happen. We're looking at all of the aspects of what we eat. So like completely changed our diet. I met you, I
mm-hmm.
was vegan. Like one day, just all of a sudden, vegan for me, and that works for me because it's just fantastic. And then so we're watching what we eat, then getting checkups from the doctor because being preventative, maintaining the car. How can I maintain this? So I'm a solution to myself and not dependent on doctors to give me medicine. I wanted to stay away from medicine. I wanted to do it in the most holistic approach. And so going to the chiropractor helps me with the spine. All right. So if I'm watching the food that I'm eating, and I'm going to the doctors to make sure that they're looking, okay, so physically nothing's happening. So what do we do energetically? Is a huge pro for me because you've given me the tools to do it myself, as well as to go to have you do the things that I can't do myself.
Mm-hmm. Have you found times where you felt lonely
During this journey
while you're on this particular part of your journey?
with you?
Period. Just on the process of being on a journey.
I used to feel more lonely, and alone. And what's really funny, timing wise, funny is that here we started our relationship right before COVID. So here we are going to go into this space of isolation, and having that training and those conversations with you, I don't feel lonely because I'm always like talking to myself a lot more, listening to my, like the little conversations I have with myself of like, what do you think? So like, and I'm just finding the beauty in everything, in nature, in the plants, in the, just looking at everything almost like with these new eyes and these new legs, and wondering how I'm like, how do I walk forth in this new space? Because I'm not who I was before. I don't see things. I don't behave. I don't think the way I thought before. And it wasn't because you taught me how to not to. It was because of the back and forth of figuring out who I am. You showing me the goodness in me that helped me be who I am today. The loneliness, I don't have that anymore.
It's a journey of transformation. Whether it's I'm transforming during into N.E.S.T time, whether I'm transforming with a relationship, or whether I'm transforming because I'm starting a new career, that transformation can sometimes cause us to have to go into our own selves, which means we may have to pull away from the familiar.
Right.
And sometimes for me personally, that seemed as though I was lonely or I was pulled away from the familiar. And it was maybe not lonely, but this journey I have found will cause you to have to seclude.
Yes. I was going to say shed. Yeah, shed all those things that aren't serving me. So when that happens, it can feel lonely, or you feel,
separated.
Lonely at the top. Yes, I would say that. So feeling different, but at the same time feeling part of the whole. It's that, like, it's such an interesting pull of, I know we're all part of the whole. We're all the same. All of us are all the same. But how come I feel a little isolated and like, okay, I know this, but how come nobody else knows this and nobody else wants to talk about it? There's only a handful of people. So that kind of loneliness, in that there's only a few people I can talk about this, my journey with, because if I throw it out there to everybody else, they might like, what are you talking about? That's not
It's
funny.
like, she's special. Okay, all right, thank you. It's like,
And you have like, so on one hand, when we want to share, I want to share with everybody. When I find something awesome, I want to share it with everybody. I don't want to hold that to myself. Not everybody's ready to listen though.
absolutely.
So then to be like, hey, if I do share this right now, a lot of people will probably unfriend me, but knowing that we'll shed off the people that aren't supposed to go on along this journey with us will fall off to the wayside, and they'll continue on their journey, and it just won't be with us anymore. And so that can feel lonely at times of like, because it's not the familiar, moving into the unfamiliar is scary. So there's the trust is lonely, but knowing that you're not alone. And so, yes, there have been times where I'm like, I really want to share this with somebody, but I can't, or I don't know who to share it with.
Well, nor is it sometimes the time to, because I'm like you, when I learn something, I'm ready to tell someone about it. But sometimes it's just for me to absorb and sit in it and kind of see how it applies. I think learning when to hold them and when to fold them.
Yes.
Is huge. Because everybody is not ready for everything that you may be growing into. I'd like to have any last words or words of encouragement?
Just thank you. Thank you for you being obedient and following your path, because that allowed me to get to where I am and where I needed to be, so I can go out and be my best self. This journey has been wonderful because you took the chance becoming Mirror You, Ruby Red. And yeah, I just want to thank you for that. For days I could just sing your praises and shout out to the world, and knowing that not everybody that would come to you, it would go on a journey like we're going on, but still would definitely benefit from the services that you provide. Just like going and getting a massage, you're getting your muscles worked. We go to different places to receive different things to help our bodies and to help us and to relax. So somebody coming to you might not want to walk this journey, but can still benefit from all of the services that you provide, which I think are fantastic. Bringing that awareness and that knowing of being intentional with everything that I do, whether it's an oil, whether it's writing down a goal, whether it's listening to intuition, whether it's Reiki, energy healing, talking about chakras and balancing them. Like, I have an awareness now that I didn't have before that will help me reach my goal to be 100. Like, I want to live my healthy, best life, and you're a huge part of that.
Well, have you picked out your rocking chair?
It's purple. I'll tell you that.
I have had an amazing time, and I am extremely, extremely grateful to you for sharing the intimacies or just small parts of your journey, maybe large parts, but to just get a bird's eye view of what it's like to receive coaching, to go on a journey, some of the lessons and some of the blessings and some of the maintenance and how important that is. So thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me and the audience. Would you like?
Yes.
Thank you, girl.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ruby.